Today we're going to make a stainless steel tensioner, for lack of a better word, that's made for a sailboat. Now, some sailboats have a wire that comes, well, it goes all the way to the mast, comes down here, and then it splits and it hooks up at the back of the boat. So we're not going to use technical boat terms today. But anyways, that's it. So, and these two wires need to be brought together in order to create tension on the mast for it to hold steady. All right. So usually what it looks like is like a triangle like you see here. And at the bottom of the triangle, you have a dual pulley at the top and dual pulley at the bottom. Here you pull on the rope that's between the two and you lock it in place once the backstay, which is the word that's used for those ropes, once they're tight enough. But we're not going to make that today because I don't have two plates of stainless steel. But instead, what I'm going to use is a bar of stainless steel. And this bar is going to be cut here about halfway for a length of 5 inches. At each end, we're going to have a hole this bolt's going to go through. That's going to be an opening here, and the rope, so that the ropes can go through on each side. And we're going to have another hole here and flat faces in order for this set of pulleys to grab here at the top. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so now we're going to move to the mill, and the rest of the work has to be done there. All right, I'm set up at the mill. We want to make a flat on this side and this side, flip the part 180 degrees, do the exact same thing. The reason for that is that this bolt is going to act as if it was a pulley, right? And so that's all we want to install in there. See the nice smooth part? That's the rope's going to travel against that. But this is going to be captured in here. And we're going to carve out a 3/8 spot here. Maybe 7/16, you'll see. And we're going to carve that out enough for the rope to clear this bolt, which will be acting as our pulley. Okay, so before we get all gung-ho and start cutting here, I might want to explain to you what I'm doing. So this is where the bolt needs to reside, but you see another line here, and what's that? Well, I want the bolt to sit in here and the bolt head to be captured against this side. So I'm not going to make it quite that far. Obviously, this is with a marker, but you get the idea. And that way, the user is not going to have to struggle when he or she tightens this bolt. for some quick measurements. And so I've determined the center and then calculated for the space needed for my end mill, which is 1/2 inch. Now, one thing that is really important is that we wanted this to be able to fit in, right? So the inside of this here is about 1/2 inch, a little less. So we're gonna go 3/8, give it plenty of room to go in without struggling. When you're on a sailboat, it's no fun when you're struggling to put things together. So essentially, when you take 3/8 and you subtract that from a 1-inch diameter, that leaves us with 5/16 on both sides, which means we're gonna dig down 5/16 on both sides. I'm sure you're all curious to figure out how I'm going to make sure I'm perpendicular. Well, it's quite simple. We already have a flat on each side, which is the same. Take a square, put it on a square surface, and this is it. All right, so we're ready for carving 25 thousandths at a time. We've got 312 thousandths to cut. So let's get started. Okay, another 25. It's going to take a little longer, but this way we're not generating too much heat for the stainless steel to harden. All right, this is our last pass on this side. All right, turn that off. And now we're gonna get ready to cut on the other side. Last cut. Okay, and that's it for that. On my channel, there's no pretense that I'm a professional. I am not. I am a hobbyist, right? So that means once in a while, and maybe more than once in a while, I make mistakes. So we've got this this set of pulleys that's going to connect vertically here, right? And then we have the ropes that's going to come down in here, and so our bolt can't go vertically. It's got to go sideways. Now that means I did this for nothing, but that's all right. You know, we'll just, this is not something that has to be perfect. So this time we'll let it fly. But okay, so I'm ready to cut that slot where the rope is going to go through. So it has to be vertical, you know, the same direction as the one we just did now for the pulley. So we're going to carve out a 1/2 inch slot. That's going to go about 950 thousandths out here, and that'll give us well enough room for the rope to do its work. So let's get started. at the point where I've got these pulley grooves all done. And sorry if I didn't film the whole thing, but there was so much smoke I couldn't see myself. Anyhow, so this is where we're at. We have a hole to drill here in order for this pin to go through for this here C-clamp. We have, I could do flats, you know, for the bolt, but I'm going to skip that now. So essentially we've got a drill through, and I'm going to drill through in order to tap the 1/4-20, and then I'm going to enlarge the top hole, right? So that one doesn't need to have threads. It's the bottom that's going to have threads. So I'm going to make that, and of course I need to extend the threads on this bolt to come up to this first mark, and actually to up to here, and then cut the bolt at the second mark. So that's what's coming up. I'm at the drill press, and I'm using a spotting drill. We're going to spot all 3 holes. We're going to start with that, and then we'll move up to the appropriate drill bits. Okay, that's what I like about spotting drills. They're really handy. Even on a round surface, they'll just grab and start the hole for you. Okay, so I'm starting with the hole that's going to be there for that, in the center for that pulley. So that's a one-shot deal, and then after that we'll switch to a number 7 for our 1/4-20 threads. Go. Done. Just so you know, in case you're interested, these are cobalt drill bits. 8% cobalt, very, very hard. They drill really great. I keep saying it because I truly love them. They're expensive though, no doubt about that. Alright, now we're going to drill for the 1/4-20. We're going to go right through. Down here is where the threads are going to be. So we're going to drill right through on both, with both, and then we're going to enlarge this part, which is going to accommodate just the smooth part of the bolt. All right, there we go. Put a little oil on here. There you go. Down there. Okay, hole number 1. I'll switch to the other side without breaking anything. Alright, so we're all lined up. There we go. All right, now we have to go one size or a couple of sizes up to accommodate the bolt. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to chamfer that hole in the middle. When you have a rounded surface, chamfering doesn't really work great on a hole. So let's try it. That's not too bad. It does a little bit. There we go. I'll turn this over. There you go. So that's it. Now we're down to deburring the entire thing. Of course, before we're going to do that, I'm going to modify those bolts. Alright, I deburred with a little file and gave it a little polish with some 600 grit. And here it is. Looks pretty good. So, let's put it together and pretend that we're going to be using it. So I'll take this little locking pin out, put it back in. Hopefully you can see this correctly. All right, that's it. So they are there in place. Let me see here. Yeah, like this. All right, and then these puppies go here. And as you can see, I've shortened them, retapped them, rethreaded them, shall we say. There we go. And that's it. So they're not too loose because I want them to have some grabbing power. Voila. So now, my friend, won't have to buy one of those gizmos. You can just use this and use a sailboat for the year. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Roger That. If you did, please like and subscribe and share if you can. It helps me a great deal making more videos. Take care. Bye-bye.